It's kind of like the same script, but then I felt that I wanted a bit more than that. So I took the chance to go overseas.
Hi.
안녕하세요.
你好.
Buenas.
大家好 Bonjour.
Namaste. สวัสดีค่ะ
Hi, ang pangalan ko ay Vicente. Ngayon, 31 years old ako. Galing ako sa Pilipinas. Pinoy pride. Hi, I'm Vicente. I'm 31 this year and I'm from the Philippines. So I came from the city of Manila. And in Manila, there's a few districts. So I grew up in the streets of Tondo. But I also grew up in the streets of Chinatown. And then like when we go to Chinatown, we mix around with the local Filipino Chinese. Kind of like similar to Singapore's like kampong spirit. But this one, you can see it in the Chinese community. We're a family of 4. So 2 older brothers, 2 younger sisters. I'm actually the eldest. My dad is a technician. He owns a small shop in Chinatown area. My mom, she graduated in Philippines as an interior designer, but she gave up the interior design work because she wanted to take care of the 4 of us and like bringing us to school, making sure that we get the proper education, cooking for us like really good meals. Sometimes when I come to Singapore, the food I miss the most is like my mom's cooking. When I came to Singapore, it was quite a big change. Actually, I have a senior. She was from the same school and we used to do this like mathematics trainers guild. Her sister actually got a scholarship to come to Singapore. Then my mom found out about it and said like, okay, why don't you try? Then sent me to take the same scholarship she took. It was the MOE Asean Scholarship. And when I got accepted, I was thinking, my mom told me I have a choice. It's either I can choose to stay or I take it. But she pushed me towards taking it because it would be a better life. For me, I was thinking of, okay, if I stay in the Philippines, I'm gonna be doing this exact same thing as everyone. It's kind of like the same script that everyone has, but then I felt that I wanted a bit more than that. So I took the chance to go overseas because at least like it would expose me to a more global education. And I know that Singapore has one of the world's best education system. At first I was scared, okay, what if I don't do well in Singapore as well as I did in the Philippines? But then I felt that if I didn't do well, at least I went overseas, experienced other culture, get to know more perspective, and took the leap of faith. Wow. Life was tough when I first came to Singapore. Initially, I felt homesick. When I first came here, the first week was tough because my mom had to be with me. But then like when my mom left after a week, that was like after like New Year's, then I had to start school. It felt quite lonely because like I was left alone. And it was the first time in so long that I was alone on my own. Sometimes that loneliness, you're not sure what to do and you feel kind of like isolated and secluded. I used to board at this like hostel called River Valley High School Hostel. That hostel was quite unique because like River Valley, the other ASEAN people like the Vietnamese, the Thai, the Malaysians, the Indonesians, they were quite friendly lah. And then I was able to connect with them because like we all need to learn English better and improve our English. So yeah, we started spending a lot of time together, and because of that, we kind of like formed a band together, and it's called like TVIP, so Thailand, Vietnamese, Indonesia, Philippines. We actually performed our first debut performance during Racial Harmony Day lah. And I think that was like the first time I felt like, oh, actually, even though like we're all from different countries, we actually can mingle and come to a common understanding. And I think like at Singapore actually helped to bridge that gap so at least we can intermingle and learn from each other's culture to become better citizens of the world. Initially, when I came here, my Filipino accent is quite strong. Now I can still hear a bit lah. But like sometimes like people see I look Chinese, speak a bit of Singlish. Okay, they know I'm a foreigner lah, but sometimes I can pass up as a Singaporean. Actually, like when I was younger, I was trained to speak Hokkien back at home. So when I came here and like I hear the Hokkien, I can understand. The interesting part is when I made friends with the Indonesians, they also know how to speak Hokkien. And their Hokkien is similar to Singapore Hokkien. Okay, so in Malay is Lu, but then like in Indo is also Lu. But in Philippine Hokkien, it's Di. But it's also similar to the Taiwan Hokkien of Di. When I'm in Singapore, it feels like all the languages just come together. At first, I was a bit hesitant of speaking Singlish, but over time, I mean, like, why not just speak Singlish lah? I mean, I'm in Singapore and I've been here for half my life already, so I think it's quite an endearing language also. to be able to say things as quickly as possible in the shortest amount of time. For me, it became very natural. But when I go back to Philippines, I was teased for having the foreigner kind of accent. So now when I go back to Philippines and I speak English with them, in Singapore context, this is what they would say to me. Wow, your English so atas ah. So what's interesting right now is like whenever I go back, I had to like readjust to the Philippine way of speaking in English so that I can reintegrate back with them and become a local Filipino Chinese. One of my favorite memories in Singapore was when I was in JC. Because when I first came here in secondary school, I had good friends, but I didn't feel like I belonged yet. I think it changed when I went to JC because now everyone starts from a clean slate. And the best part about JC, especially SAJC, is that there's a very strong school spirit. So it made me feel that for the first time, like I can make Singapore my home. And there were a lot of good memories in JC. So this is the roundabout where we chased after the bus after A levels. We wanted to see like who is faster. Is it us or is it the bus? It turned out in the end, the bus was faster. Only one of us managed to reach the finish line and was faster than the bus. And in order to save pace for some of us, we cheated. We just cut through the roundabout and just like went straight to the bus stop in order to say we beat the bus. And we had a friend filming inside the bus to tell us that we actually did this. I think the first time I recognized that Singapore was a good brand name was when I got my first job as I would say it's like IT pagkalyaw. Whenever like my bosses go overseas to basically sign contracts about like building a solar power plant for them, it's always very interesting to see that, oh, okay, your headquarters is in Singapore. Very good, very reliable. And I think Singapore was quite smart to be able to build this within 50 years to create that strong brand image such that people will trust the brand and make sure that they want to do business with Singapore for a long time. And I hope it stays. So what I do right now, normally when I go out and tell people what I do, 3 simple things. I'm an educator, I'm an entertainer, and I'm an entrepreneur. Educator, easy la. I'm here in this school. And today is like Racial Harmony Day. Then as part of being an educator, I also do life coaching. Then as an entertainer, this is the fun part, entertainer. Can always combine with education. I work as a magician. So sometimes like on the weekends, when you don't see me around teaching, I go around performing to people in the streets. In ancient China, they have this thing called the oracle bones. In Chinese, it's called 甲骨文. So you write random words in front, random words behind. But if you give it a shake, you will see the lines moving closer. When you shake even harder, you will see that the words start forming. And when it forms, maybe it's time that you should come to Singapore as well. So why I do all these things is because, you know, you only have one life to live. Why not live it to the fullest? And if I can help people to do that, that would be fun too. And the reason why I do that for myself is I've already come to Singapore. I've already broken away. I have a lot of freedom. When you grow up and grow old in life and you ask yourself the question, did I ever live a fulfilling life? At least for me, I would answer that yes. I did what I could with the best that I can. So why not just chase after your dreams and go for it all out? If not, you're living someone else's life, not yours. So my future plan is to be able to give back to ASEAN. And since Singapore is at the center point and has been the link that connects ASEAN to other countries as well, I want to be able to operate in Singapore and make ASEAN great together with Singapore. Dear Vicente, congrats on making it this far. Magaling at mahusay ang ginawa mo. Pero alala mo lang saan ka galing. Yate kang ko. But I promise you, the rewards you will reap will be far greater than anything you can ever imagine. Unlock the path that will bring you to live your life to the fullest. Di o di kay kilang. So make it count. Tikim mo lahat ng maibibigay sa iyo ng Singapore. No matter what happens, embrace your freedom and treasure every moment of it. Go and live your life to the fullest. Your better self, Vicente.